Hey everybody, it's Amanda and I am doing some work in my living room. Okay everybody, so as you know, we started doing a home renovation last May and I really wanted to do a lot of things in the house, and I've completed a ton of different tasks, but I haven't done like a whole house, like show you where we are, like I don't know what the word is, like it's not really a reveal because we never showed you before, but I haven't done anything like that because we haven't finished the whole house, and I thought, oh, when I finish the whole house I'll do it. Girl, I thought it would take me 6 weeks to do that. And granted, we did have the bulk of it done by August, but then Brianna got married and then we had the holidays. And basically since then, Rick and I have just kind of been relaxing and enjoying our empty nester time. So the final projects have just been lingering. The main one being my living room. So let me show you what it looks like right now. I do have some tools and stuff in it, but let me just show you where we are. Light's shining a little bit, but you can see this is my living room right now. So I have this blank wall when you walk in. My door, which has been redone and painted, although I do need to hem the curtain. This is our living room. We did get furniture. We put the furniture in here. It's still got like Christmassy stuff happening. But that's just because I haven't redone any of this. So this is just kind of I don't even know what I'm doing with all of this at the moment, but this is where we are. So here's the deal. Let me show you my dining room. My living room right here, you walk in the door and it opens to my dining room, which is again, mostly done. I have done the painting in here, and here we have this brown color that's called Sophistication, and white, which is ultra white. And those are not just featured in here, but also in my kitchen, where of course Sophistication is on the walls, but I have white cabinets, so we have it kind of balancing. And you know, my kitchen's dirty, just ignore it, y'all. But anyway, so, and of course in my family room, we just did ultra white down the hall, and then it's just all white in here, right? And then you go into the laundry room, again, not like super clean right now, y'all, because I wasn't planning on showing you my whole laundry room, but the Sophistication and the white are in here. And you know, I actually also took those colors and I used them in my bathroom. My master bath is the Sophistication color with the ultra white trim. So anyway, so I wasn't sure with this living room how I wanted to paint it. And the thing is, it might look bright right now, but this is actually the darkest area in the house. It's one of the reasons why we put in the door with the window on the back door, because we have the one window in front. We didn't have a window back here, and this front window actually doesn't get a ton of light because it's the porches over it. And so it's kind of shaded and you just don't get as much light as I would prefer. So I kind of had toyed with the idea of doing the Sophistication in here, the brown color, but I just think it would be way too dark. So here's what I decided to do. I decided to take this blank wall, this blank entry wall, and I want to actually make it kind of a coat rack, almost like a hall tree. So I bought this trim, and you can see on the walls where I've actually marked out with my level where I want the trim to go, and these lines are the stud lines. So that way I know where to put it into the wall. So I'm actually gonna have a board going all the way across the top here. And I don't know if you can see how high that is. It's almost up to the top of my door. So it's gonna go right around there. And that wall is over 12 feet long, you guys. It's a really long wall. And I have some coat hooks that I'm going to put onto those boards. So I am doing this all by myself. I marked all of those lines. I found the studs. And I have all of my tools right there, and I'm going to put this up. Now, so this is like a DIY project, and I've done a lot of these. I've done, y'all, the one I'm most proud of is my closet. I can't wait to show you that. But all I'm doing is putting up some boards. It's not super complicated, and it's not even very expensive because I already have the tools. If I didn't have the tools, it might get pricey. But I have the tools, so basically it was just a matter of buying those boards. And I had to buy two boards, two of these long boards, because it is a 12-foot wall, so I bought two 8-foot boards because we have you could have bought a 12-foot board, but it's over 12 feet. It's like 12 feet 10 inches. And so the most cost-effective way was 2 8-foot boards for me. Well, I could have gotten an 8-foot and a 6-foot, but I didn't like the way the 6-foot boards looked. They were kind of wonky. Let me tell you too about how I chose these boards. So look, all right, so this is my dining room, little chair rail here, and it's actually in my kitchen as well. Again, back to the dirty kitchen, but you can see it across over there. And it's kind of, I don't know, intricate. It's got all these curves and it's not flat, because what I originally thought about doing was just putting a flat board here and doing it kind of simply, but I feel like the flat board would look too complicated or too mismatched with this. Now, I actually did try to find this matching situation and I couldn't find it. It would have had to have been, you know, personally made, and I didn't want to do that. So I found these boards, which I don't know if you can see. It's kind of white on white action here, but we have a little bit of curvature to it, but also a nice flat space to put the coat hooks. And I thought, you know, it's kind of separated by this wall right here. So the fact that they don't match exactly isn't, I don't think, going to be obvious, especially since this is going to look purposeful with the flat. And this is actually, you know, molding that goes on the bottom of your wall. But I'm just going to use it here for this coat rack. And yeah, I'm feeling a little brave. One complicated thing. So the complicated thing is this really long piece of board and I got to do it by myself. It's going to be fun to see how I'm holding this really long piece of board and putting it up. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. But let me just tell you this. I was telling you about the cost of the project. Each of those boards was expensive. The total cost for both boards was $38.97. It was practically $40. Which again, if I did not already have all of the tools, like I mean I have all of the tools here, it would have been a problem. But $40 to change this whole wall, to me, perfectly reasonable. And look at this, look at this. Money savings. So, okay, I got the tools, right? I have the jigsaw to cut the boards. I have my drill driver. I also have the regular drill sitting over here waiting to be used. I have all of the nails and things because I actually keep, you guys, a very organized box of nails and screws that I keep from like everything I ever use. So I usually don't have to do too much. And these are my coat hooks. Now I was trying to decide if I want to do the gold ones, which would be spray painted, or if I want to use these. Now let me tell you where I got these. So my secret is, if you ever have a piece of furniture that is ruined and there's any kind of, you know, drawer pulls or any other hardware on it that you like, I pull it off and keep it. So this particular one, let me tell you where these came from, because these are the ones I think I'm going to use. So the story with these is, when we lived in Maryland, we had a hall tree. And the hall tree was on the truck. We came from Maryland to North Carolina with a travel trailer, like an open trailer. And we took just the bare minimum pieces of furniture that we had, because we just thought we'll just, you know, go to thrift stores and get what we need. But there were some things that I really loved and I wanted to keep, or we needed and I wanted to keep. So I loved a hall tree that we had. I loved it. Made the whole journey from Maryland to North Carolina on the open trailer. We got to North Carolina, everybody was unloading things off the truck. The kids were riding their bikes around, you know, while we were unloading, and somebody knocked the trailer and knocked the hall tree off, and it just completely shattered. And it devastated me because I loved that piece of furniture, and it was like the only thing I wanted to keep. But these were on it, and I was like, I'm gonna save those because I'm gonna use them again. Well, here's the thing, I've had them for like 15 years in a bag, organized. I don't remember where these gold ones came from, but like I said, I keep things. I just keep them. I have everything organized. I know where it is. So there you go. But here's the deal. These bigger ones, these dark ones, there's only 5 of them, and the gold ones have 6. But let me show you it to scale. All right, so here's my board, and if you put the gold one on it, to me it just looks kind of small, right? But let me show you the darker one. Doesn't that look so much more substantial? And I really just think this one makes more sense. I mean, this is a really large wall, and I think just to scale, you need the larger hooks. So even though there's only 5, I think we're gonna use these. So the deal is, once I get these boards up, underneath, I'm going to paint the sophistication. So it kind of blends into this dining room wall with the sophistication on the bottom. And then on top, I'm going to paint it the ultra white, and then I'm gonna bring the ultra white all the way around the rest of the living room. And of course, it's gonna also go down the hallway, which is this hallway, and this living room is all I have left to paint. But look at this picture I got at a thrift store. Is this not adorable, right? I got it for $14.99. Look, you can even see it. $14.99 at Goodwill. And you can even see the original price was like 40 bucks. So I was pretty happy with the $14.99 price, and it's gonna go above the chair rail. Although it's not really chair rail when it's way up there like that. I'm sure there's a better name for it, I just don't know it. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started trying to put this on the wall. I think normally you would probably wanna put some kind of construction adhesive behind it. And I'm gonna say this too, I am not any kind of professional. I don't know if you should use screws or nails. I'm gonna use a combination of both. And I'm just gonna try to get it on the wall. I mean, that's all there is to it. You probably should use certain nails or certain screws. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just a mom trying to, you know, get her house looking decent, cheap as possible. And I don't care that it looks rustic. I'm gonna caulk it when I'm done. I'm gonna fill in the holes, and then I'm gonna paint it. And it's gonna look perfectly fine. And I'm gonna be okay with that. So, come watch me, and we'll do this together like novices, and it's gonna be great. Let me tell you, all the marking and stuff is the hardest part. And I just decided to use nails because when I put the first nail in, I did the first nail because I thought if I have one nail in, I could it would be like a little seesaw. I could move it and adjust it, but it looked like it was right, you know, when I checked everything. So, so I went ahead and just used the nails because that was so super easy. Well, guess what? It kind of looked like, look at this. I don't know if you can see. It kind of looks like it's a little bit off where I marked. So in the middle, I used the level to see if it was level, and it's pretty level. Not perfect. Let me show you. My phone's ringing, but we're gonna ignore that. So you can see it's pretty level. Like it could come up just a smidge. I mean, like a smidge. That's perfectly level. And I mean, I barely brought it up. So I think it's good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I mean, it's gotta be pretty perfect. But honestly though, I really think that's about as perfect as I'm gonna get. So I put the big long board on first, and I put it starting on the edge that lines up, and that was actually why I thought it was perfect, because when I put the board up, this edge right here is smooth. I mean, smooth against this wall. Look, you see it? I mean, it is smooth. So I was like, it's gotta be right, right? So now what I have to do is I have to measure the distance from here to the wall, and then I'm gonna butt the good end up against this, and the end that I cut, because I don't know how wonky my cuts are gonna be, is going to go up against this wall in the corner by the door, because first of all, no one's really gonna see that often because it's like right by the front door. Nobody's looking in this corner. But also because all I gotta do is caulk it, and you won't even see any wonkiness. So it's like super easy, just one cut. So I'm gonna measure twice, cut once, pray about it before I cut, And hopefully I'll get it up and then this will be done. Like, I know it seems like a really easy project. It felt overwhelming to me, but now that I'm doing it, I'm like, psh, home improvements, what? Anyway, all right, let me get this done. I'm a measure. Cocky about it, right? My measuring skills aren't as good as anything else. Anyways, 58 1/4. So I'm gonna measure it, I'm gonna mark it, and I'm gonna cut it with my jigsaw. My battery's dying, but look at this, y'all. Perfection. Perfection. Hold up. I mean, could not be better. Okay, like I said, my battery's dying. So I'm gonna go ahead and nail it up and I'm gonna show it to you when it's done, just so I can charge the battery. It's gonna look so good. Y'all, look at this. It's up, I'm so proud. I still gotta caulk it. I'm gonna put up the little hooks, but this is done. And I mean, it is so good. Like, I know I gotta fix the seam here, but it lines up perfectly. And then look over here in the corner. Look, just a little. Gonna be caulked and be perfect. All right, that's gonna be it for today, but keep up with me. We're gonna continue on this project. It's gonna be good. I'll see you next time.